Hello, stamping friends. This is Sharon Armstrong. This is the final card in our July 2014 online stamp club. Kind of another cute little fold, so let's get started. This is going to take a little bit of time for me to do. I'm using the Stampin' Up! Simply Scored because I want to score my cardstock. And whenever you're scoring, you always want to use the fatter ball, not the thinner ball, because that'll tear your cardstock. That's for chipboard or vellum, things like that. But your regular cardstock, you'll use the fatter ball. And I want to score at 2.5. And I'm holding this like a pencil, dragging it towards me. And then the next score line is at 6 3/4. So we'll go right here. Okay, put that back. Going to use my bone folder because if you don't, it doesn't want to really lay down very well. So go ahead and give that a good crease. So this is a little bit of a gate fold, if you would, but kind of an offset one. Okay, so a little bit different kind of a fold. And the next thing I want to do is to assemble this first layer. Oops, too many pieces there. I'm going to add the, oh, I like that side better. Yeah, I think I'll put that side up. Using the typeset paper, you can use either whatever side you want when you get your pieces. And so that you can see, I will add this on here. Layer this like this. All right. Now, this is very important. When I attach the snail to the back of this, I don't want to put it on the whole card because this card is going to fold open, and if you do, you're going to stick the card together. Ask me how I know that one. All right, so move this over, and we want our skinnier side to be on the right, so we're attaching this on the left. And you're going to offset it just a bit, so about right there. So I'm kind of judging where I'm going to go here. I'm going to go about half maybe ish. All right, so I will lay this on here, close my little fold, and then give that a good, so see what I mean, how it's kind of hanging over the side. Okay, so I've already cut out all my pieces, so I want to go ahead and assemble, and I added dimensionals to the back of everything. If you want to use some snail on some of these leaves, you could if you didn't want to use all the dimensionals, but with this stamp set, I really love all of the popping effect that the dimensionals give this project. So remove this one, and we'll stick that about right there. Okay, and then we're going to take our flower and add that on here. And then of course we have two centers this time. We've done a little bit of a different pizzazz to this to dress it up just a little bit. And then we will add our stamped centerpiece. So cute, love it. Those little backs stay on everything. All right, so we've got that part done. And then we have some of the tinier center flowers. These, again, I'm going to use the glue dots because it is a lot easier to do. And stick this over. We're going to put one of these right here. Okay, and then one more. Oops, hard to pick up. All right, let's stick that on there. And then we're going to kind of tuck this one in up at the top a little bit. So it's just kind of peeking out like that. All right. When you were stamping all your pieces, you would have some extra white after you cut everything out. I'm going to use the paper trimmer again to trim this up a little bit. That's not the paper trimmer. It would help if I got the right tool. Okay, so I want to trim this fairly close. turn this around. And we'll just zip in there a little bit more. Okay. The next piece I'm going to do is I'm going to do another little flag, if you would, flag tail on the end. It doesn't really matter what this end looks like because it just needs to be flush on the side. But you want to take it to your card and see, that's a little bit too big. So I do need to trim that off a little bit. And for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and just use my snips. And so now I want to do my little flag tail up the center, pull that off. Okay. All right, so we're going to layer this right here, and I'm going to use some snail. And then I kind of want a little bit of a flaggy effect, if you would. I want it to look like it's kind of blowing there. So giving it a little bit of a curl. Now I'm going to add this right here. Okay, so I've got a lot of dimension going on this card. Love it. All right, so the last pieces that I'm going to add are these 3 pieces. You've got a black scalloped in your kit, a yellow daffodil, and I'm going to put some more, guess what, dimensionals on here, and then layer that. I know that's really hard. Oh, it would help if I took the backing off. Okay, layer that like that. And then another dimensional on the back of my flower. Pop this up here. Look how cute that is. How fun. All right, so then the last trick to this, if you would, when you attach it, and I'm going to use a dimensional. And when you attach it, see how my card wants to flop up? This is what's going to keep the card down, okay? And I didn't quite put it over enough, but all right, so I think that'll work. So that's how your card stays shut. Isn't that fun? All right, so last thing you do want to do is we're going to, this is kind of tucked under there, so see how it opens up? I did give you a piece of Whisper White to put on the inside, but we're going to do a little bit of stamping, which you haven't really seen me actually do any stamping on this video series. So let me just show you how we're going to do this. All right, so the first thing I want to do, move this over, is I have a scrap piece of paper here, and I want to show you what I mean by stamping off, like I've mentioned on the videos. I want to take my first little flower, and actually I think I'm going to start with the green little leaves. I'm going to go ahead and do the first leaf like this, dark, okay? And then if I stamp it again, I get a lighter color. Can you see that on the video? All right, and then I still want another light color over here. So I'm going to stamp off on my scrap paper, and then my little flower is going to be down there, or my leaves are going to be down there, okay? Same thing with the flower. I want a dark one, a light one, and then even if you huff on it, exhale, you can get one more bit of color. And that's a little bit too light, so I suggest doing like I did here. Go ahead and ink it up again and then stamp it, okay? Now we're going to put our sentiment in. I'm using the black StazOn, and I am using the words that say, "You overwhelm me with your awesomeness," okay? So we're going to ink that up. And stamp that about right there. Okay, there's the inside of the card, all done. Move this over here. We'll use some snail. Open up our card, stick that in. This card is done. Closing it back up, lift up my little scallop, tuck that in, and it's done. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I can't wait to see I know you can't wait to see what we're doing next month. We are still using the same stamp set, but we're going to add a few other stamps with it. Have fun stamping!